Welcome back to another Madden 21 rebuild for you guys here today. Today it's going to be a realistic rebuild of the Dallas Cowboys. Now, I don't like the Dallas Cowboys, like, at all. But to be fair, a lot of people right now do not like my favorite football team. A lot of people hate the Eagles at the moment, specifically Giants fans. So I'm not really one to talk about football teams. But yeah, I don't like the Cowboys, one of my least favorite teams, but that doesn't mean I'm going to rebuild them poorly. Okay, I'm still going to do my best. I still want this team to win a Super Bowl at some point, just not in real life. But anyway, if you guys are not yet subscribed to the channel, and if you like watching Madden 21 franchise content, it would mean a lot to me if you do hit that subscribe button down below. And also, if you enjoy this video in particular, maybe consider hitting that like button down below, even though I'm most likely just deterred like every Cowboys fan from doing either of those things. But we are at the end of the regular season. Of course, this is what the division looks like. The Cowboys finished 6-10, but let's just go ahead and advance by. I'm just gonna go straight to the Super Bowl. Let's see who's gonna be in it. Imagine Washington makes it all the way to the Super Bowl. They do not. It's the Browns and the Rams. Now the Browns I can understand. The Rams are a bit interesting. Let's go ahead and advance by really quickly. See who's gonna win. The Browns are going to win 34-24. Now we can hop into re-signing some players. I'll actually go over development trade upgrades before I do that. I always forget whenever it's the first season. I also never went over the team, so that's fun. We'll kind of do these both at the same time then. So this team has a lot of potential when like everyone is healthy, because this offense is really good. And I think the offense can carry the defense, at least in Madden here. I'm certainly sure that can happen. At quarterback, though, we have Dak Prescott. Now, Dak Prescott tragically was out like the entire season. That was very unfortunate. I might not like the Cowboys, but I do like Dak Prescott. Like, I think he's a good player. I certainly didn't think that like all the time, but Dak Prescott is definitely a really good player at the moment, and I think his injury just shows how much the Cowboys really need him. So I'm going to do my best to bring him back to the roster, but he's an 87 overall, superstar development. He's super valuable to this team. Zeke is an 89 overall, superstar X Factor. I kind of feel like that X Factor is still a bit generous, but I mean, whatever. Zeke is an interesting player. He's very expensive. How much is he making? He's making a lot of money the next bunch of seasons. Now, in real life, that's a weird contract because, like, Tony Pollard is really good. I think Tony Pollard can easily be a #1 running back on this team, honestly, if they were able to get rid of Zeke. I don't know if that's going to ever happen, right? But Zeke's super expensive. Tony Pollard's not expensive at all at the moment. But Pollard is very efficient with his carries. He's very explosive. I like Tony Pollard a lot. But now, in terms of Madden, Zeke is going to play like the best running back in this entire game. That's usually what happens. I'm hoping that happens for me here. Just in real life, it's a weird situation. Of course, there's a big following of people who abide by the whole idea, like, don't pay running backs a lot of money. That's not necessarily like where I stand. I'm kind of more of like the mentality of like, don't draft your running back super high, because I feel like you can find value at running back like almost anywhere in the draft. Just look at like James Robinson, right? Of course, there are also examples of running backs going early who are super good, but I'm just saying, like, running back, you can find value wherever. I've kind of just rambled on about running back for a while. But anyway, the receiving core is very good. Amari Cooper, Michael Gallup, CeeDee Lamb, who has superstar development. I think I'm going to have him play over Gallup because he has way more potential. Amari Cooper is a fantastic #1 option. He's going to be there this entire time, hopefully. And then Michael Gallup usually will hit free agency at some point. I'd like to retain him if I could, though. I like these top 3 receivers, and then of course CeeDee Lamb, superstar development, only 22 years of age, was just a rookie. He is going to be phenomenal in this rebuild. Tyron Smith is a fantastic left tackle when he's actually playing. Zach Martin's also phenomenal, 98 overall for him, 91 for Smith, and then La'el Collins is good at right tackle, 87 overall. Those 3 guys should be good this entire time. Also, Connor Williams usually develops quite well. Maybe we can have him be like the long-term guard. We'll kind of figure it out. And then also, Tyler Biadasz, I think is how you pronounce it, something like that, actually had a pretty good rookie season. I mean, he's a 65, but I wouldn't actually mind him starting here next year because he is still so young. Dalton Schultz is the team's #1 tight end. Might replace him in the draft, not exactly sure. Still a bit young, so he's not too bad. And then defensively, Demarcus Lawrence is an 87 overall, but he is 29 years old. He's going to start regressing pretty badly in these next few seasons. What is his contract looking like still? I'm not sure if we can really get rid of him at any point soon. Oh, he's making so much money. Okay, this is a weird contract. Maybe next year we can try to do something with him. I don't really know. Hopefully we can afford Dak Prescott. I really want Dak back on the team. But the rest of the defensive line isn't phenomenal. But, you know, Demarcus Lawrence is still pretty good. The secondary also has some players with, like, good development traits, which is always cool to see. But no one, like, a super high overall. Chidobe Awuzie is a 79. He's pretty good. Anthony Brown, Jordan Lewis, all around the same age. 27 years old for Anthony Brown. I think Awuzie is 26, and then Jordan Lewis also 26. All right, so some potential with these guys. Also, Trayvon Diggs, I want to get involved as much as I can. I might look to draft a corner at some point. I definitely want to focus on the defense, at least for the first little part of the draft, just because this defense is not very good. At free safety, we have Donovan Wilson, 26 years old, 75 overall, probably looking to replace him at some point soon. Xavier Woods, same kind of deal with him, 26 years old, 75 overall. There's a lot of replaceable players in this side of the ball because these guys really aren't going to be developing too much. Now, Leighton Vander Esch and Jalen Smith will certainly develop. Leighton Vander Esch, a 25-year-old middle linebacker was star, and then Jalen Smith, 26-year-old middle linebacker was superstar. Now, just linebackers progress super well in Madden in the first place, so these guys should both be, you know, perfectly fine for the rest of the rebuild here. So that's the team. I don't exactly know who's up in development trait, if I'm being completely honest here. I don't believe anybody on the offense went up. And then defensively, is Jalen Smith always a superstar? He actually went up in development trait. Okay, so he was just a star before. That's kind of what I thought. Maybe there's a couple other guys up in development trait, but I think Jalen Smith might be it. Now, let's go into free agency. Can we bring back Dak? I really want him back on the team, man. We do have enough money. All right, sweet. We're going to have a decent bit to spend in free agency as well. I'm going to bump this up just to make sure he accepts. I don't really want to franchise tag him because I don't want to have to give him a long-term deal next year. Please accept this contract. He is coming back to the team. All right, amazing. Now, I just mentioned how I can replace a lot of the guys on the defense, but I should probably bring back one of these corners. I do want to draft a corner who's going to play a lot. Honestly, I don't even need one of these guys because if we draft one, we could have that guy play, and then we can also have Anthony Brown, and then we can have Trayvon Diggs develop. So, honestly, I'm good to let both of these players go. Aldon Smith, I don't really need. I mean, Xavier Woods isn't that bad. I think we can target somebody in free agency, though. A lot of these guys, I'm just going to let go of. The only player I really wanted was Dak. So, let's hop into free agency and see who we can sign. I'm still kind of looking at corner, maybe just to get somebody who can play if I'm not able to draft one of the top ones. And the best corner is Desmond King. He's pretty good still, of course. Juju Smith-Schuster is in free agency like all the time now. Now, both of the guys we let go of are getting contracts, but Garyon Conley is not, and he's like the same overall. Maybe I'll go after a couple other guys who are around the same like overall. Maybe a bit younger as well. Like we have Trey Herndon, we have Emmanuel Mosley, both 25 years old. I'm going to go after a few of these players. Hopefully we get at least one of them on the team. I'm not going to give him much money at all, though. I went after like one player with a pretty serious contract, and it was Marcus Williams, and he accepted. That's amazing. Trey Herndon also accepted. Okay, that's actually not all that bad then. Let's check out the available free agents, at least the contracts that I've given out so far. Garyon Conley, we're still the only team bidding on. Actually, that's the same thing for all these guys. I also went after Xavier Woods once again, because why not? But anyway, let's just go ahead and advance by another week, see if we got anyone else. We still did not get anybody else. I'm going to up the contract on Xavier Woods just a little bit. Maybe give him like 2 mil or so. 65 total points now. That actually raised the points a lot. I feel like he probably will accept this next time now. Leighton Vander Esch is up for a 5th-year option. I'm not going to give him that because I'm just going to give him a long-term deal anyway. So, might as well just go that route. All right, so Garyon Conley and Xavier Woods both accepted. So we have a lot of cornerbacks, but none of them are really that expensive. This actually might allow me to cut Anthony Brown if he's expensive. There's not really any point in doing that. I'll keep these guys all on the team for now. I'm still thinking about taking a corner in this class, though. In the draft, we have the 10th overall pick, of course. Let's go ahead and advance by. The Jaguars have the first pick. They're going to go with Trevor Lawrence. The Jets, do they go Wilson or Fields here? They're going to go Zach Wilson. And then the Dolphins, are they going to go Penei Sewell? They do, so now they have their franchise left tackle at least. And then the Bengals, who are the Bengals going to take? They go with Micah Parsons, and then the Eagles, probably Jamar Chase here. They actually go Justin Fields? What? Oh my. Okay, well, I hope that doesn't actually happen. The Lions are going to go with Gregory Rousseau. Interesting draft pick there. Jamar Chase goes to the Panthers. Broncos, maybe another receiver here. No, they go Trey Lance. I guess I don't think Drew Lock is their long-term option. And then the Falcons. The Falcons are going to go ahead and select Patrick Surtain. That's kind of who I wanted. But there is still a really good cornerback available, and it's Caleb Farley. The weird thing is that whenever I do any of these rebuilds, like, the Cowboys almost always go Jalen Waddle, and I never understand why. The receiving core on this team is definitely one of the strong suits. This is between Caleb Farley and Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts would be so cool, because he's way more than just a tight end. He's just an offensive weapon who would help out a lot. Kwity Paye would actually be really good as well. I wouldn't mind having another edge rusher on this team, but I do think I'm going to go Caleb Farley. I know we just signed a ton of cornerbacks in free agency, but Caleb Farley is going to probably be better than most of them. At least after this season, he's going to be better than all of them. So I'm going to select him. He's a 76 with hidden development trait. I'm fine with that selection. We didn't pay these corners very much money at all. We can even cut some of them if I really need to, but just having cornerback depth isn't even really that bad. So that pick is perfectly fine by me. But let's go to my next user pick now. With the 10th pick in the second round. The other tight end I was thinking about taking is Pat Freiermuth. If he's available, I'll go with him, and he actually is still available. I would not mind him starting over Dalton Schultz. Let's kind of look around a little bit more. He'd be really cool on this team, I think, because he probably has hidden development trait. An offensive lineman wouldn't be bad either. Elijah Vera Tucker is pretty good. He'd be a pretty good interior O-lineman to have. But I kind of do want another pass catching option here for Dak. We didn't scout any defensive ends for some reason. Good job. Good job, Scout. You're amazing. I can't believe how good you are. How did, like, none of these players get scouted? Like, what did you use the scouting points on? I don't know, but Pat Freiermuth, I'm going to select. He's a 72 with hidden. He's ranked number 40, took him at number 42. I don't want this to happen in real life because I like him a lot, being a Penn State fan. But he is going to be this team's new number 1 tight end. I don't want to just take someone who, like, just isn't going to play. Like, what can I get for this pick? I wouldn't mind taking just, like, a 3rd round draft pick next year. And that's exactly what the Vikings are offering. Same thing with the Raiders, but I'm also getting a 5th this year. I'm going to take this with the Raiders, I think. Get that additional 5th round draft pick for this year as well. And now maybe in the 4th round we can land some kind of edge rusher. I'm kind of just going off of combine grade here. But let's see if you're any good. 66 with normal. It sucks when you don't know anything about these players. I'm going to go with a center, I think, with this selection. Alec Lindstrom or Tyler Linderbaum. Who's stronger? 33 and 28. I'm going to go with Lindstrom here then. He's a 61. Yeah, he's awful. Okay, well, that wasn't really a good draft pick either. I'm happy we at least got 2 capable starters in this draft, though. That's typically a sign of at least a decent draft, so that's fine by me. And then we might as well just take this last pick. Big Cat Bryant? Why not? 64 overall. Okay. I wish I knew a little bit more about the edges in this class, but that's fine. I still do like that we got Caleb Farley. I think he's going to be a beast for this team. And then also Pat Freiermuth, I think, can be really good after a couple years of development. Now, who went after us? Who did the Giants end up taking? The Giants went right tackle, Christian Darrisaw. And then Kwity Paye goes to the 49ers. They don't need much more on their defensive line, at least in terms of edge. So this is an interesting draft pick, but he's very good. That makes their D-line insane. Sam Cosmi then going to the Vikings. Wyatt Davis goes to the Chargers, and then J.C. Horn going to the Patriots. Where did Kyle Pitts end up going? I didn't actually even notice that. How did he not go to the Patriots? Kyle Pitts went to the Dolphins? So they have him and Mike Gesicki? That's interesting. Okay, I don't know how we didn't go to the Patriots there. All right, so then the team for this first full season is an 81 overall, 85 offense, 77 defense. On the offense, the only real change is that Pat Freiermuth is now the starting tight end. Also, I want CeeDee Lamb being the number 2 receiver for sure. And then on the defensive side, we have Caleb Farley now starting at the number 1 cornerback position. Marcus Williams is now the new free safety. Also, I went out and signed Markel Lee in free agency just to get somebody who could play left outside linebacker. This is going to be the roster. Actually, really quickly, let me cut Anthony Brown because he frees up like $1 million if I cut him, and he's just not really worth it to have on the team anymore. So we're just going to go ahead and do that. We have a lot of cornerback depth. Also, Trayvon Diggs is 100% going to be starting quite a bit. I'm expecting this team to actually play pretty well because the Cowboys normally do, but I will see you guys at the midseason mark. At week 9 here, what is the record? We are 5-2. All right, but there are 2 other teams in the division with 5 wins, the Giants and Washington, and the Eagles 2-5 down there. That's amazing to see. On the offense, Pat Freiermuth has star development. That's exactly what I figured he'd have. And then Caleb Farley has superstar development. That's amazing to see there in the secondary. Hopefully he can go up to X Factor. I kind of doubt it. I feel like cornerbacks don't normally go up for me, but he should still develop like well into the 80s by the end of this rebuild. So now Michael Gallup needs to come back to the team. If I can bring him back, I would love to. Leighton Vander Esch, I'd rather have, at least first, I'm going to bring him back to the team. Most of these other guys, though, I don't mind letting go of. Connor Williams, I kind of want back on the team. But yeah, most of the free agents here, I think we can live without. Leighton Vander Esch, can we bring him back? We probably can. He's going to come back to the team with that initial contract. There we go. And then Connor Williams, I'd like to offer a contract to as well. He doesn't want to accept just now. I don't think we're going to be able to get Michael Gallup, but that's really not the end of the world. But I'll try to get Connor Williams back before the end of the season. Okay, so we actually made the playoffs this year with a 9-7 record. The division, though, we are in third place, 11-5 for both Washington and the Giants. The last 3 games of this season were super crucial for us making the playoffs. We lost 2 of them and then won the last one, so, I mean, at least we made it in the end. Dak Prescott, 3,749 yards, 28 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Not gonna lie, I'm expecting a little bit more from him, at least later down the line here. Zeke was very good. This is kind of what I'm talking about. He always plays so well. 11 touchdowns, 5.2 yards per carry, 1,500 yards. CeeDee Lamb leads the team in receiving, but Amari Cooper has the most touchdowns with 9. Freiermuth had a good rookie season. He had 8 touchdowns. Blocking-wise, it was very good. Everybody on the offensive line, held their own. 109 tackles here for rookie Caleb Farley. I don't think he should be leading the team, but, I mean, I guess that's fine. 15 tackles for loss for Neville Gallimore, 10 for Demarcus Lawrence, who had 10 sacks, 9 for Randy Gregory. So the edge players are actually doing pretty well. Leighton Vander Esch and Caleb Farley each with 2 interceptions. Jalen Smith, Trayvon Diggs, Ty Summers, and Garyon Conley with 1. We were 7th on offense, and I feel like defense was terrible. Our top 2 tacklers were cornerbacks. We were 12th somehow. Okay. Patrick Mahomes is going to go ahead and win MVP. Colin Kaepernick joins Washington and is at number 6 for MVP. That's a development and a half. NFC Offensive Player of the Year goes to Colin Kaepernick. Okay. Dak Prescott at number 5. Zeke at number 7. Nick Mullins at number 8. Defensive Player of the Year is Khalil Mack. Anybody from the Cowboys? I don't believe so. Offensive Rookie of the Year is Justin Fields. That looks so weird to me on the Eagles. Pat Freiermuth, though, at number 2. Defensive Rookie of the Year is Caleb Farley. That is phenomenal to see. I doubt that's enough for him to go up in development trait, but that would be huge. Now, if they go up against the Panthers, I think we lost to them in the regular season just a little bit ago. We're an 85. They are an 84 overall. Let's just go ahead and simulate straight by this one. We actually won that game. There we go, 41-35. And now we have to take on the 49ers. They're an 87. We're still at 85 overall. I'm going to go ahead and spend my coach experience really quickly. Actually, I lied. I kind of want to save up for the receiver upgrade. So let's just go ahead and advance by this week. Go to the conference championship. We are not in the conference championship. We lost by 3 points. So sad. Let's go to the Super Bowl then, and then let me spend these scouting points before we advance. All right, so the Packers and the Browns. Can the Browns go back-to-back? They can. 35-14. All right. Now, let's see these development trade upgrades. On the offense, I don't believe anybody is up in development trade, but CeeDee Lamb is an 86. He's looking very nice now as the team's number 2 receiver. Biotish is actually up really well. He's up to a 70. Freiermuth up to a 79 isn't bad either. And then defensively, Caleb Farley did not go up in development trait. That's kind of sad, but he's going to be up to an 85 overall, so that's pretty cool at least. I don't think anyone on the defensive side here is up in development trait, but hopefully we can make that defensive side a little bit better here in free agency. Now, I don't really want Michael Gallup back on the team. He didn't do all that much this last year. I don't think we need to pay him. We can probably get production out of some other receiver. I also forgot to go after Connor Williams once again. He just likes the length, and we can't bring him back. That's kind of an oof on me. Can I cut anybody at the moment? Most likely not. Okay, so I actually was able to release quite a bit of the team. Blake Jarwin is no longer on the team. And then I cut a bunch of receivers. I think I cut a safety. No one, like, super good. No one super notable, I guess. But now we should be able to bring back Connor Williams. Let's see if he wants this contract here. He does. All right, there we go. We got him back on the team. So yeah, we might even be able to get Michael Gallup. We actually can't. Okay, so I can't go after him even if I wanted him, and I don't really. Let's go to free agency though. See who's available. We might be able to snag like one player. I'd really like an edge rusher if possible, and we have $800,000. We can't sign anybody. Let's see who's available though. Of course, there's Jair Alexander. JJ Watt could totally play edge. Harold Landry would be a sick edge on this team, but I just can't cut anyone else. There's no way I can free up any more money. So very sadly, we just have to advance by. Once again in this draft, I think I'm going to spend my first round selection on a defensive player. I think it's going to be an edge rusher. Also, the Rams have the first pick. Let's go to the 25th pick, though. That's when we select in the first round. There was one really good-looking edge prospect a bit earlier in the class, and obviously he's not here anymore. There was a decent-looking left end who was supposed to go late first round, but he was selected. Also, Xavier Craig actually looks pretty good. Mid-second round talent, mid-fifth round projection, though. So I wouldn't mind trying to snag him. There was a really good outside linebacker who was gone. And then there's this guy, Trey Allen. Trey Allen also looks pretty good. He went off the draft board for a pretty long time, though. So part of me feels like he only has normal, but to be honest, I'm sure most of these guys have normal. Jaden Marshall is a player I'm super interested in. He has early first-round talent, mid second-round projection. We can't wait for the second round to take this player. But he looks tremendous. I think I might just take him now, because why not? I really don't know who else I'd go with at this point. I don't think trading this pick away is worth it. So we're going to get a linebacker. We're going to get Jaden Marshall. Let's see how good you are. 75 with normal, ranked number 9, taking at number 25. There we go. That was a good selection. Can't pass rush. That's fine. Don't really need him to. He's a coverage linebacker style anyway. So he's just going to be playing outside linebacker. I'm not going to move him around anywhere. Now, the next player I really want is Xavier Craig. Unless there's this one safety available. Actually, there is a safety still here. Late first round talent, Darren Rowe. Yeah, we might as well take him. If this guy is hidden, or if he's just like a decent overall, if he's like a 72, 73, he might start this next year. He's a 71. He's still not that bad, though. We might still give him a shot over Xavier Woods because, like, honestly, why not? Xavier Woods isn't that much better. And now in the third round, we should be able to land this defensive end. So we might end up with 3 starting defensive players here, which would be huge. Xavier Craig is going to be on the team now. He's a 70 with normal. We might as well start this guy as well, to be honest. They all have a decent bit of potential just because they're rookies, but of course they all have normal development. That's how this game works, which is very upsetting, but, you know, I'm kind of used to it at this point. I guess now we should probably land some kind of a receiver because we don't have Michael Gallup anymore. And it's going to be one of these two guys, Brian Oliver or Taylor Minor. Late third round talent there for Oliver. Late third round talent for Minor. I'm going to go with Oliver. Why not? He's a 68 with normal. That's perfectly fine, honestly, to play the number 3 position. Also, we picked him exactly when he was supposed to go. That's always cool. But yeah, I'm good with him being the number 3 because we have Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb being the number 1 and the 2. The number 3 normally doesn't get too many targets. So honestly, a 68 overall should be able to play there perfectly fine. I could actually still go with Minor. Might as well do that because if he has hidden, I'd rather have him play. He's a 68 as well. There wasn't really a bad choice between the two. One of those guys is probably going to be the number 3 receiver on this team. Now, I do want this one outside linebacker. John Newkirk looks really good for when he's supposed to go, and we're going to go ahead and select him now. 69, nice, with normal development trait. Of course, a bunch of normals in this class. That's just kind of how this game works now. But yeah, he's going to be the backup, just linebacker in general. Probably the backup middle, both outside linebackers as well, the backup for those positions. So that's perfectly fine there. And then at punter, we're going to go with Casey Ramsey because I think we lost our punter in free agency this last year. 70 overall, of course, normal development trait, but that doesn't really matter too much for a punter. Now, if he's available, I'd like to go with a fullback here. He is still here, Heath Moore. Now, I don't know if he's the best fullback. I couldn't scout them all. But he doesn't look that bad. Pretty good lead block. He's the fastest. He's a 68. Pretty good draft in terms of overall. I think the lowest player we selected was a 68, right? Which is very good. But honestly, I would have traded away like 3 of those guys for one dude with hidden development trait. But still, a 75, 71, 70, a bunch of 68s, a 69, and a 70 as well. So, you know, the overall was certainly there. Let's see who the best player in this class was, though. There's this outside linebacker, Donovan Wiggins. He looked really good, but there was no way I could have traded up for him. Hidden development trait, looking like an amazing pass rusher. Let's see what his development trait is. He is superstar development. Yeah, he is a sick prospect. He's going to be really good there for the Jets. Also, Zach Beretta, really good-looking receiver. John Holiday, there's a good corner. Oscar Bynes, good-looking safety. And then Jose Bone, good-looking cornerback as well. Well, is there anybody else I could have taken, like edge-wise, who was better than who we got? Here's Trey Allen. I was thinking about taking him. He only has normal. He would have been a really good defensive end, though. Maybe I should have went with him, but honestly, it's not that big of a deal. I was also looking at a defensive tackle. It might have been this guy, Jerome Kendricks. I think we have a decent group, at least, at defensive tackle. I think, we still have Gallimore and Hill, right? So they're both still pretty young. Maybe they can still turn into something. All right, so now the team is an 84 overall, 88 offense, and I think that said 81 defense. So nothing really on the offense changed. We don't have Michael Gallup anymore. I'm going to have Minor play there just because he's a scheme fit. Why not? But yeah, Michael Gallup didn't have the best last season, so I don't mind him leaving the team in free agency. But nothing else really on the offense changed. I guess we have a new fullback. You can point that out. And then defensively, we have a new defensive end. We have a new outside linebacker and a new strong safety. So we drafted a good number of starters this last year, which I think is pretty successful. The team looks like it could be better than last year. I feel like this team should be able to make it into the postseason. The offense alone, I feel like, should carry them. So hopefully Dak Prescott can play a little bit better. I expected a lot more from him last season, and I do think we're probably going to get that this year. I'm expecting like 4,500-ish yards, because that's typically what he does in simulation. Here at the midseason mark, the team is playing well. Once again, 6-2 for the record. We are clearly on top of the NFC East. The rest of the division is not really playing too well. Let's go ahead, I was going to say, and check out development traits, but sadly we don't have any to reveal because drafts suck. But let's see who has to come back to the team. Tony Pollard. He is the highest rated free agent. Okay, so we don't actually need to bring back like anyone at the moment. Greg Zuerlein would be decent, I guess, but you can usually replace a kicker very, very easily. Gary and Conley I don't need. Trey Herndon I don't need. Okay, I'm good to just replace all of those guys. So we finished this year with a first-round bye, which is amazing to see. We went 12-4, 8-8 for the Giants and Washington, and then 7-9 for the Eagles. Dak Prescott, 4,800 yards essentially, 31 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. There we go. That's the Dak Prescott I know and love in simulation. Zeke was pretty good still again, just not as many yards as last year. Also, it seems like way fewer attempts because he's averaging 5 yards per carry, which is still very good. 7 touchdowns though for him and Tony Pollard. Receiving wise, CeeDee Lamb is ridiculous. Okay, 113 catches, 1,600 yards, 16 touchdowns, and then 2 other 1,000-yard receivers, Amari Cooper and Pat Freiermuth. There we go. Blocking was very good, once again. Exactly what I like to see. 130 tackles for Leighton Vander Esch, 101 for rookie Jaden Marshall. We have 13 tackles for loss for Demarcus Lawrence, 11 for Tristan Hill, 11 sacks for Demarcus Lawrence. Where's the rookie? Xavier Craig only got 4. Interceptions, we have 3 for Caleb Farley and Trayvon Diggs, 2 for Leighton Vander Esch, and 1 for Marcus Williams. So now this year, we were 3rd in the NFL on offense. Defensively was 5th. So we were good on both sides of the football. Russell Wilson finally wins his MVP. That's nice. Dak Prescott at number 4. NFC Offensive Player of the Year goes to Russell Wilson. Dak Prescott at number 3. Defensive Player of the Year is Eric Kendricks. Leighton Vander Esch, though, at number 3. Offensive Rookie of the Year is Willie Marshall. Taylor Minor at number 5. Also, Heath Moore, the fullback, at number 8. Defensive Rookie of the Year is Jacoby Shelby. Jaden Marshall at number 2. And then Darren Rowe, Xavier Craig at 5 and 6. We had a bunch of rookie starters, so I expected to have a good number of players in those awards. But let's hop into the divisional round, see who we have to take on. We have to go up against the 8-8 New York Giants. This is going to be an interesting one. They're in 87, though. We're the same overall as them. The Giants are good in simulation, man. They are very good. Let's advance by, see if we can take them down. I don't really think we're going to be able to. We actually do. Okay. And now we have to take on the Saints. The Saints are way too good in simulation. So are the Cowboys, though, to be fair. Let's go to the Super Bowl. Can we take down the Saints? We can, and we have to go up against the Cleveland Browns. All right, so let me go ahead and spend my coach experience really quickly. I was thinking about getting the quarterback boost. I think I'm actually going to. Maybe Dak can win MVP this next year. That would be really big. Let's upgrade the team as well. We have 2 upgrade points there for CeeDee Lamb, and let's just go ahead and sim by this game. Can we win? We lost the Super Bowl 31-17. That is very much pain, but let's go over these development trade upgrades. Dak Prescott, maybe. He is not up, but CeeDee Lamb is. My lord, this offense is gross right now. Pat Freiermuth, I feel like should have went up. He had a really good season, but I guess that's fine. Defensively, we do not have a single player up in development trait. Also pain, but okay. We still don't have to bring anyone back to the team, which is nice to see. We can save a little bit of money that way. I don't even know if we have money to spend, but let's hop into free agency. It would be nice to get an edge rusher. We have $12 million, so we can probably land 1 player. Kareem Hunt is the top player. Trent Brown, we don't really need. David DeCastro, I mean, I could use David DeCastro, but I don't really need him. James Robinson, I think I'm going to lowball just to get a good backup running back. There's definitely some value in that. Also, Bobby Okereke is up to an 87. He's also a superstar. Okay. Well, James Robinson, I'm going to give an incredibly small contract to. If he doesn't accept, we can always try to go ahead and draft a running back. But if he accepts, that would be amazing. After the first week of free agency, did we get anybody? The only player we got was our kicker, Joey Sly. I mean, he's still valuable, so I'll take it. We also got D Ford on the team. Now, D Ford isn't that good, but he is an improvement over the rookie defensive end we just selected. and he's going to be playing right end. We did not get David Montgomery. I went after him because another team was going after James Robinson. Honestly, it's not the end of the world. I'm going to see if I can draft a running back here. All right, so we pick at number 31, of course, and there is a really good looking defensive tackle I kind of want to take. It's this guy, Marshawn Levine. Early first round talent, late first round projection. I don't really want to go one by one, but I might try to trade up. From pick 31 to like 16 or so, maybe we can try that. Okay, so it turns out that Washington has pick number 16, and I don't really want to trade with a divisional rival. So I'm trading with the Texans, giving them Xavier Woods, the 31st overall pick, and a second round draft pick next year. I think that's pretty fair. It would have went through without that second round draft pick, but I always feel like I have to give a little bit more whenever I trade up in realistic rebuilds. And Washington takes a quarterback. Okay, let me see if this defensive tackle is still here. I really hope he is. He is still available. He is obviously the selection. 78, and he has hidden. That is amazing. He's ranked number 3, took him at number 17. That was a beautiful draft pick. That trade up was amazing. And now at the end of the second round, I do want a running back. He's actually gone, which is kind of sad. But I could go with Jamari Newman. Looks okay. Let me just see if there's anybody else available first. Honestly, there are a couple other players who look maybe like a little bit better, but I don't really need them. I'm going to go with Newman. He's a 70, normal development trait. Not bad stats for being a 70 overall. He should be a fine backup. I think I might take another defensive tackle in case this man has hidden development trait, because if he does, he is playing as well. So Juan Pickett is on the team. He is normal, but he's a 73. 94 strength. He's really good as well. He might honestly just play because he's a 73. I thought he was going to be like a 71 or a 70. He might play though. I don't know exactly what's going to happen yet. There are a couple other running backs. I might as well just take him, to be honest. This guy's actually better than the running back we selected before, so that other running back was kind of a waste of a pick, but I don't really care. He's a 71. He's not much better. So he will probably be the backup. I guess now in the 5th round, we could go another defensive tackle or another running back who I know absolutely nothing about. And I'd rather do this. I shouldn't say absolutely nothing, but I don't know everything about him. He has pretty good change of direction. Great kick returner, actually, so he's valuable to the team for that reason. Imagine how Zeke would feel in this draft that the Cowboys just took 3 running backs. That's just kind of funny. But let's go ahead and take this middle linebacker. This guy actually looks really solid, and he's going to be a great backup middle. He's a 69. Nice. Almost ranked at number 69. That would have been like the perfect player. But he's going to be a really good backup middle linebacker. And now with nearly the last pick in the draft, we might as well go ahead and take one more player. This man is a 3.9 combine grade. I kind of want to go ahead and take a quarterback. Who is the worst combine grade? This guy's a 3.1. He's horrible. This guy only has a 4. Okay, these guys all suck. I'm going to go with Chris Barton, though. He has hidden development trait, but he's a 55. This man is awful. This draft went amazingly well. We took maybe too many running backs, but we do have a gross-looking defensive tackle. This guy is going to be incredibly good. I hope he has a better than star development trait. And then we got a bunch of other high 60s, low 70 overall guys, which is always nice. The best player, though, was an 80 overall running back, JT Anderson. Only a normal development trait, but he's very talented. And then also the Dolphins got the 2nd ranked player in the class, Steve Bradford. An amazing looking defensive end. I definitely wanted this guy, but obviously there's no way. I was going to trade all the way up this high in the draft to select him. Let's see what his development trait is. Superstar X Factor. Good lord. Okay, I mean, he was certainly worth the number 1 overall pick, that's for sure. Let me check out the Heisman winner. He really didn't look that good. He actually probably went pretty early. It is Ben Bechten, 72 overall. Hidden development trait. Honestly, I kind of feel like this is just star, but let's see. He is superstar, so he's actually a really good player. Okay, if he had just star, it honestly wouldn't have even been that bad of a selection. If you can get somebody with hidden, as long as they're not like that quarterback I selected, and they're like a 55. Usually if you can get someone with hidden, they're kind of worth taking in like the top 10. I guess I should say as long as they're at least like a 72. Because at that point, they can usually develop very well in their rookie year. I'm going to bring Eli Apple onto the team as the 3rd corner. Why not, man? It also turns out that there are some really good running backs in free agency. So I'm going to sign Devin Singletary to be the backup. That means that those running backs we drafted were entirely pointless, but it's okay. Really not the end of the world. This is going to be the team then heading into this next season. It's an 88 overall, 92 offense, 84 defense. I think this team is very good, and I think they can at least make it back into the playoffs again. This is probably going to be the final season, as long as we do make it into the playoffs, that is. And I certainly think we can do that pretty easily. Once more, the team is in the playoffs. There we go. We finished 11-5 this year. 12-4, though, for the Giants. 8-8 for the Eagles. 7-9 down there for Washington. Dak Prescott, 4,500 yards, 41 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Possibly an MVP season for him. He played out of his mind. Zeke, 5.3 yards per carry, 10 touchdowns, 1,200 yards. There we go. CeeDee Lamb is insane. 100 catches, 1,500 yards, 18 touchdowns. Amari Cooper, 6 touchdowns, 1,100 yards. Pat Freiermuth was an excellent selection. He had 9 touchdowns this season. Sacks allowed, not many. Once again, the offensive line has been tremendous. 111 tackles for Leighton Vander Esch, 103 for Jalen Smith. We have 15 tackles for loss for Juan Pickett. Sacks, we have 10.5 for Demarcus Lawrence, 6.5 for Marshawn Levine, and then 5 for Leighton Vander Esch. D4 didn't really do all that much, but honestly, it's fine. 4 picks for Marcus Williams, 3 for Leighton Vander Esch, Caleb Farley, and Darren Rowe, and then 1 for Jaden Marshall, Jalen Smith, and Trayvon Diggs. We are first on offense, and we were 13th on defense. Dak Prescott wins an MVP. You love to see it. NFC Offensive Player of the Year, also Dak Prescott. Defensive Player of the Year, Eric Kendricks. Also, did I just see Sam Darnold on the Vikings? Interesting. All right, we have Leighton Vander Esch, though, number 5. Offensive Rookie of the Year is Leo Bannon, the quarterback for Washington. Alex Armstead at number 4. Pretty certain he's a running back. Defensive Rookie of the Year is Paul Royal. Marshawn Levine, Juan Pickett at 3 and number 4. Best quarterback goes to Dak Prescott. Best running back is Alvin Kamara, but Zeke is at number 4. Best receiver, of course, is CeeDee Lamb. No Amari Cooper on this list, though. Best offensive lineman is Zach Martin. Tyron Smith at number 3. La'el Collins at number 8 as well. Best D lineman is Aaron Donald, because of course it is. Demarcus Lawrence, though, at number 9. Best linebacker is Deion Jones. Leighton Vander Esch on number 7. Best defensive back is Jair Alexander on the Giants. Marcus Williams, though, at number 3. Nobody else from the Cowboys. And then best kicker, Daniel Carlson. We do have Joey Sly, though, at number 9. Not too bad. We have 8,000 coach experience. Might as well get the tight end training boost, defensive line, and the linebacker training boost. There we go. And we do have a breakout player for this game. Probably won't happen. It's Jaden Marshall, the outside linebacker. He really doesn't have to do all that much, but I just don't anticipate this actually going through. It's kind of hard to get development trade upgrades through breakout player challenges while you're simulating. But we're in 90. The 49ers are in 87. Their record might be 8-8, but they're still a very good team. I don't have too much confidence going up against them, but we did win that game, 40-21. There we go. And Jaden Marshall did not go up in development trade. That's fine. We have to go up against the Saints now. They're 9-7, but they're in 90. Another team whose record might not be great, but they are still a very good team in Madden. Let's head to the conference championship. We do win, and now we have to take on the Giants, who are 12-4. They are a very good team in Madden. They're an 85 overall only, so their record's very good. Their overall isn't the best, but still, it's like the opposite of everyone we were just playing. They're still very good. Let's go to the Super Bowl. Can we make it to another Super Bowl? We can, and we have to take on the Tennessee Titans. Okay, let's go ahead, upgrade the team, and then let's also check out these development trade upgrades. So Dak Prescott is finally up to Superstar X Factor. Let's go ahead and check out Barton, because I don't think I'm going to remember to do this. Barton, what is your development trait? Imagine it's like more than star. He only has star, but you know, I can dream. If he would have had superstar, that would have been hilarious. Defensively, Levine only has star, but I guess that's fine. Caleb Farley is up to Superstar X Factor. Marcus Williams is up to Superstar. Jalen Smith is up to Superstar X Factor as well. Okay, so the team's looking very good. We should be able to take down the Titans, but honestly, once again, their record might not be good, but they are a very good team. They also have Rondell Moore, which isn't fun to see, and then Derrick Henry, of course. Let's hop into the game, and then we're going to simulate from above, see if the team can win. All right, so we're taking a lead here, 10-3. 10-10, they actually just tied it right back. 13-10, they took the lead right when I started talking. 17-13, we're taking the lead back again, though. 20-17, they score once more. 27-17, I don't think we can make this comeback. 27-24, we need a touchdown. We actually got the field goal, I believe it was, but we're going to lose in overtime, so it didn't even matter. in the end. All right, so that's unfortunate that this rebuild comes to an end losing in the Super Bowl, but at least we made it to back-to-back Super Bowls, and I think this rebuild was still interesting nonetheless. I think the team building went really well. We developed CeeDee Lamb like crazy. Caleb Farley ended as an X Factor. Dak Prescott won an MVP, so I certainly think this was an interesting one, especially if you're a Cowboys fan. It's nice to see Dak Prescott back on the field again. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.